Good morning. Happy Friday before Christmas. Hopefully some people will come on. I am going to do one last Christmas craft. It's going to be a baby Jesus in the manger and a few little animals around that. I wanted to do this during the season and I just didn't do it. So I want to try to do it this morning. And if you do not come on live and you watch it later on, then please hashtag replay so I can thank you for coming here. I did put my Christmas shirt on. It says Merry Christmas. This is one of my Beware Sportswear shirts. And hopefully you'll go and purchase one. You can get a discount 15% off if you put Hummingbird 15 in the code. Hey, Miss Diana and Miss Bonnie, how are you doing this morning? Thank you for coming on. Hey, I'm trying to stay warm. It is so bitter cold here. It is 2 degrees. Good morning, Miss Jerry. How are you doing? All right, so I got 2 of these right here. They're like 12-inch circles from Dollar Tree. And these are the thinner ones, so I put 2 together so it would be a little bit more substantial. Thank you for painting the page. I appreciate it. Hey, Joanne, how are you doing? All right, so it still has the holes up at the top, so we will put a hanger back on it, but I put them together so they would hang better and a little bit more substantial, like I said. So we're going to paint this. And I'm going to move my water. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way there. We're just going to paint it kind of a gold and a little bit of, we want it to look like it's the manger. Hey Daryl, how are you doing? Temperature is dropping down to 9 tonight. Well, it is 2 degrees here right now. We are going to put some of the moss on here at the bottom. And then we'll use some of the Excelsior for right at the baby Jesus. Yeah, they're really thin. And I'm going to put a little bit of brown here at the bottom as well. We want this to look like hay. And so I'm going to do that. And then we'll do a little bit more light color up at the top, like the light is shining through. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I didn't drip my faucets yesterday, and I hope I don't have a trouble later. I did take a shower this morning, but kind of worried about it. Hey, Hannah, it's 3 in Ohio. Goodness, wind chill of -20. I'm sure it is here, too. I didn't see the negative thing. I should have... did my water dripping it, but I didn't do that, so I hope I don't have any trouble. All right, so we're just kind of making it like this right now, just so we can have a little bit of hay looking. Just kind of stippling it on here a little bit. I don't think that I'm going to come on Christmas. Most people are spending time with their family. And I just feel like that Christmas, everybody should be with their family. I will not be with my family. I'm just going to stay home because it's just too cold to get out. And they live like 45 minutes away. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. He really liked it. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more white here at the bottom. Well, I say white, it's kind of creamy color. Let me try to go up just a little bit. I want it to be a little darker in here. Because the way the animals are going to be sitting, it kind of have to put it up a little bit or it'll be off of this. And I don't want that. I want a little bit of light right there where Jesus is going to be. Alright, so it kind of looks like that for the hay color. I'm just putting a little bit of light in between. Right in here. What's everybody doing today? It's okay, Miss Bonnie. I chose, she invited me down. I just don't want to get out. And I just want to stay home and try to clean up my house some. Hey, Miss Kristen, how are you doing? Good morning. Hey, Linda. It's good to see you. Good morning. All right. So I'm going to take mostly this with a little bit of black. I kind of want it to be like the dark sky. Let me see if I can find a dark blue, like a navy. This is green, that's light blue. Maybe I could put a little bit of teal in there, but I really want, or turquoise. I really want like a darker sky. Let me see. This one's a little bit darker, but I don't think that's dark enough. I need a navy. This one's Admiral Blue, so I think I'm going to use that. You don't have any electricity, Miss June? Gosh, get a bunch of blankets, girl. I worry. That's terrible. I have electricity. And the sun is coming out, so hopefully it'll get up a little bit, but I don't think we're supposed to get over freezing. So I'll worry about it. Gosh, girl. Let me put a little bit of turquoise on here. I don't know if I want that or not. Get all these pieces off of here. It fell. Let's see if the blue, we're going to do the blue first, and then I'm going to put some white in there. Yeah, that may be it. It's kind of a, I don't know what you call that color. Hey, Miss Susie, how's y'all's weather in Denmark? Is it cold like here? Extreme cold? Let me see. We're going to have some more. It's good to see you today. Oop, wrong one. Don't want that one. Here, I'll just pour some on here. How about that? It's a little too much. But I want the blue to be kind of like the sky that's in the background. Got some blue on there. Still kind of in the barn, but we're just having this as the background. Ah, I got some right there. We'll fix it. All right. You know how some days you just don't feel like getting out of bed? This was one of those days for me. I don't know. Did y'all feel like that? Gray and rain in the 20s. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Could be worse. All right, so I kind of want to do a little bit like this. Now this is the chalk paint by Waverly that I'm using on here. It's not white. Good morning, Miss Robin. Just kind of doing it like this. Now I'm going to get some white and we're going to go down this way, but I really need to get the blue out of my... Thank you for those thumbs up. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to use that cream and we're going to come in here just like this. I don't want any blue on there, but it's going to come in, I have a feeling, and I got to fix this. We just want it to look like the manger and baby Jesus. Get that covered just a little bit better. There we go. All right, let me just try to go up here just a tad. All right, let me get that out of there. Now what I'm going to do is let this set. Okay, this is going to be the manger scene right here in the background. Hey, Maritza. And I'm just going to let it sit there and dry. And then we'll paint the animals. I do have a little lamb that's looking up into the cradle. And then I've got a donkey. And I have a camel. Because I thought that would represent mostly what the animals were back then. Even though we don't really know exactly. I thought about a cow, but I just didn't think a cow looked right. So I just did these three. And that's enough to fit on the board along with baby Jesus. I do have a piece of this. I just thought that would look really cute for the baby. And this is baby Jesus right here. Looks kind of funny. And then I got two pieces of... Yeah, I cut them out with my saw. And then I've got two pieces of Jenga block from the Dollar Tree. And I just cut part of that so it would look like, you know, the bottom part of the manger or the little cradle. And I also got another one of these, which I'm about to throw it on the floor, but a little crown for his head. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to make this kind of a grayish color. And so I'm going to use some of my black. I don't want to use this big brush though. Let me see here. One of these we'll have to do. And I'm going to use black and white and make the gray color. And we're just going to paint him. And they're going to be on the board. So you will not have to paint the back of it. I'm going to paint the sides so it looks like it's popping off of there. I may have to get more black and white because I didn't put a whole lot on here. Not thinking I have to paint him gray. But we'll use the black to kind of make him look more three-dimensional with highlights and stuff like that. Thank you, Maritza. You too. You have a good Christmas. I know a lot of people are probably going to be busy tomorrow with family stuff, and then of course I don't normally come on Saturday unless I'm doing an auction or if I'm out somewhere and I show y'all stuff, but I won't be going anywhere. Get in here. It's kind of hard getting in the little bitty crevices. It's chilly in here. I've got my heater on underneath here to kind of keep warm. I'm going to try to get in between here. And I'm just going to go right up to the lines where I've got them on there. I'm trying to mix my paint as I go. Should have thought that out. But every time I try to mix something, I do too much of it and then I waste paint. So this way I'm not really wasting any if I'm doing it as I'm going. You're gonna finish your bacon today? What are you making, Miss June? If you don't have any electricity, do you have a gas stove? 'Cause that's one good thing about having a gas stove, is that you can still cook. I do not have a gas stove. I have an electric. Happy baking, June. I finished mine at 10 p.m. last night. Oh my goodness. Well, luckily I didn't have to cook anything since I'm not going anywhere. Do not want to go anywhere. This one's taking the longest because I have to mix the paint. People gonna watch Christmas movies? I've watched some of them, some HGTV. All right, now this has got just a little bit right in here. You won't be able to see it. Let me just paint the whole thing right here. Let's see. I left that right there because it's going to have some black by itself. We'll fix it all. Let me just do him all, except for maybe his eye. I like where his eye is, so I don't want to mess it up. Still got some underneath, don't I? Gosh, please get to the... I'm almost at the end of my paint, and I don't want to put any more on there until I have to. And here I am, trying to finish the face. Good gracious. kind of got in his eye a little bit. Surely I can finish. Oh my goodness. Yes. Barely, barely. All right, so I kind of got where his eye was. All right, so it kind of looks like that, okay? We're gonna let it dry for a minute, and we're gonna go ahead and paint this cream color. I kind of want him a little cream instead of stark white. So we're gonna use what we have here. Let me see if I can paint better, bigger, since I'm just doing this color. I'm just gonna have to do it just one solid color. We'll see. He's gonna be looking over into the manger where the baby Jesus is. It's gonna be cute. This one does a little bit better just for the sides, especially. See. This one's gonna be leaning against it. Well, it's hard to get in between here. Probably should have used the little one for that part. There's his leg. That's his tail. Let's see, we're almost finished with him, and then we'll let him dry and do the camel. And camels are kind of brownish, light brownish, beige. We'll try to do him. All right, I think I got it all except for right here. It's hard to reach into the little crevices. All right, that one's pretty good. So he's kind of creamy color. That's the little lamb. And we've got the camel, and I'm going to try to do him a little bit brownish. He'll be a little bit easier because he's a little bit bigger. This is that teddy bear color, I think. Yeah, teddy bear folk art paint. There we go. It's a little bit lighter than some of the other color browns. And I'm just kind of using some of the cream and going over that. And then we'll try to do underneath here. Let's see what we can do. And that can be darker because it looks underneath. And I still need a little more. No, I haven't tried any of my pixie paints yet. I only had like 2 or 3 colors, and then the other stuff was to do different stuff with. Like using it as Mod Podge and like a clear coat and all that kind of stuff. And so I ordered some more paint last night, different colors, and I might try to do something and use those because I don't know what they're like. Does anybody have the pixie paint? Have y'all tried any? Alright, really? I got too much cream right there. Alright, so let me see. I think I got it all. And we're going to let him dry. And then we'll paint him as well. So I'm going to just leave him there. Let me get all my paint out of my brush. Hey, Miss Pat Tyner, how are you doing? Hey, Maria, Miss Robin. So good to see you. Thank you for coming on here. All right, let's see. Now I want to get my hands clean a little bit, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. We gotta paint the baby, so I gotta do that, so it'll be ready. I didn't get that. Lindy and Elizabeth love their paint and their products. Yeah, because Elizabeth gave me the paints that I have. And I just ordered some, like I said, last night. Hey, Miss Gloria. You've heard that they're good from some other crafters. Well, I hope so. I'm sure they are. I like all kind of paint, so it doesn't matter to me. All right. Well, I got most of it off. So let me paint baby Jesus. And I'm going to use complete white here for the blanket. If I can pour some out. Always have. Hey, Miss Tony. Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't know if I said that or not. Lord, that came all out on me everywhere. Yuck. All right. So we're just going to do the blanket part. The white. And this is going to be sitting on that other piece, so you won't see the bottom. And I do like the way that the piece, the broken piece that I had, I like the way it is. I'm not going to do anything to that. I will make the legs probably the same color-ish, which is probably the teddy bear. Let's see. Yeah, and I'll put a little bit of the darker color with it. I think that's what I'll do. Let me just paint the whole thing, except for the top here. We're going to make it look more like wood. So let me make sure I'm doing the right one. It can't be the top, because I want to glue it. And we want it to be able to stick, and it doesn't stick real well if the paint's still wet or anything like that. So we're just gonna do that for right now. And then I've got to paint his head the sun-kissed peach. Hey, Miss Janet, I didn't see you come on. Here it comes. There we go. I don't need a whole lot because it's just his little head. I'm going to use this paintbrush that I hadn't used, and we're just going to go right here. And then I'll try to dry everything just to make sure it's all dry. The heat tool. here we go. I'm going to do the top of his head, more of the dark, and I'm going to put a little bit of white in with right here, just to make him paler looking. So that's baby Jesus. Now let me get a little bit more white, because that part right there looks like it's showing the wood through, and I don't want that. I want it to look like his little blanket. Then we're going to dry him. Let me move this out of the way so I don't dry all my paint as well. Hey Diane Cole, how are you doing? Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Miss Gloria. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of darker color on here and make sure all my animals are dry, and then we're gonna highlight these. But I just want them all dry for the base coat. Hey, Darlene. It is cold here, too. That's for sure. All right. Let me dry this a little bit so we can have all this dry. I think it's pretty good. So let's I'm gonna put the baby up here for right now, and then we're gonna just highlight these. Let me get my brush, the littlest one, which is probably this one. Let's see, and I have this one right here. I might just use it. All right, so I need my paint back. I've got to have a little bit of water. And I'm going to use the black for this right here. We're going to go right up in here on the edge. We're going to go around the animal. Kind of like that right there. Same thing. All the way around, we want to highlight him. If you need a little bit more water, you put that in there. It makes it go a little bit smoother. I'm not going to put as much right here on this bottom because you don't want it to kind of close in. So I'm going to try to be careful right here. And you want a little bit of black to be on the tail, just like that. Hopefully you can see it. Gosh, let me put it on my hand. There we go. All right. Stuff's about to fall. All right. Let me go ahead and do the feet right here. They're kind of at an angle. Right here. Like that. Okay. So now let me get all of the black off. Hey, Miss Pat. Hey, Miss Connie and Harley. How are you doing? All right. So we're just going to keep going around, okay? We want to highlight the whole thing. Going around it a little bit at a time here. See how I'm going around it? Just like that. Need a little bit more water. When it doesn't go smoothly, you have to put a little more water on there because it will dry. Did anyone put a little Bailey's in their coffee this morning? Does that warm you up more? Putting a little liquor in it? Oh, that's funny. I don't drink coffee, but you would think I would. But I don't. Just about every crafter does for whatever reason. I guess everybody likes coffee but me. I'm just not in a coffee mood. I guess I'm a tea girl. All right, let's see here. Don't want too much. Go around the edge here. That way you'll see it a lot better. There's a little divot in the wood right here, so it's kind of hard to see. And I'm going to go up underneath the eye, just like that. Put a little more water on here so I can finish out this side. Same thing. Over here and over here. All right. Let me see. Go a little bit up. This one's a little bit darker. Try to go a little bit underneath the eye, a little bit more. Right here. Trying to make him some ears there. Just like that. We're going to put a little eye in there. I'm trying to make him a little bit darker right in here, because it's kind of light. Alright, so there's our, let me get a little bitty brush, which this one will do his little eye. Put him a little bit of white in there. I'm going to get a little bit more black to kind of make that rounder. Same thing right there. There we go. See it real close there? All right, so we finished him. Now we've got to highlight the little lamb, and I think I'm going to try to do it with a darker brown instead of a black. Get my water out here. Just want to barely touch it in there. We're going to highlight around this. Just going a little bit at a time. Now this is that darker brown. This is the burnt umber that I'm using to go around this. Thank you, Miss Julie. Well, Jesus is the reason for the season, and we're celebrating his birth. And so I just felt this was fitting to be the last Christmas craft. Ooh, that's too wide. Let me see here. Let me get a little white, even though this isn't white. There we go. Just felt it was too dark. I don't want to get too much. We're going to go around the edge. You just barely want to touch in your paint because it'll be too dark. But you want some highlights on here to make him look more like a lamb. Because he kind of looks like a little white blob. My paint's trying to dry a little bit too. Donkey, you look amazing. Thank you. Gosh. Gotta have just enough on here. I got a little piece of wood right there sticking out. Kind of looks like fur. Maybe it'd be all right. A little more water. Because I kind of want to darken this right in here. There we go. Too dark, too dark. I got a little bit of white on there to kind of cover some of that when I get it too dark. It's just a constant. Back, forth, back, forth. All right, now this is the tail right in here. So I'm going to kind of darken it. we'll go back over the middle of it. Gosh. You just have to do it a little bit at a time. Right in there. All right, so let me take a little bit of the white, even though we used kind of creamy color. Just put some highlights in here a little bit. Just to make him show up a little better. Make him look like a little sheep. He's kind of two-tone, three-tone, really, if you count the brown. Okay. So there's our little lamb, okay? And let me do one little thing. I'm going to make sure that he looks like that. All right, so that's that. Now we're gonna do a little bit darker tone, which I'm gonna use the same brown I used on the lamb. Thank you, Miss Pat. I got too much white on here. Thank you for those little things. I don't know what they're called, but hugs maybe? We're going to go around his nose. Then we'll be able to put it all together and it'll look really cute. The paint's wanting to dry on my plate. Maybe I'll use my bigger brush. That's just too little. Be a lot easier. Yeah. Lots easier. Gonna go all the way around this. That's where his little tail is. We gotta do the inside. Like that. I'm just gonna dab some darker in there, just a little. Make him a little bit darker, dirtier, a little bit dirtier, rustic, sort of like. All right, I want to get my blush out. We're going to put a little blush on all of them. Thank you, Diana. I'm so glad. All right, so we're just going to put a little blush right here. These are basically the cheeks, but kind of in the background there. Just want a little on that and a little on this one. And Miss Pat is right. Y'all check your notifications. If you aren't getting notified when I come on, then do that. All right, so here is the little bit of cheek on this one, and this one. This one's just got a tad bit. And then let me do this one a little bit more. And then we've got this one, okay? See his little cheek? You can't see it as much, but I just feel like it needs a little character. And where's the baby? I want to put the baby, I want to put a cheek on it too. Just a little. See there? Just a little cheek. All right, let me put the eye on the camel. Let me get the little brush if I can find it here. This isn't that little. This is one of these kind of bigger brushes, but I'm going to try to use it anyway. Hey there, Miss Lori. How are you doing? It's cute. Thank you. I'm just going to put him a little dot for an eye. Let's just see what we can do. And I'm going to go around where his tail is a little bit. Just do that. So there's the camel. And I think, because I have some leftover Joseph stuff, we can put a little piece of this over him. I think I'm going to do that. So let me just cut off this little piece right here. Get rid of all this. Just have a little piece hanging over. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on the underside. You won't be able to see it. I'm just going to do it right here to hold that piece of material. And just let it hang. Let me put a little dab more. Hey Sheila Barker, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on. Maybe I need one right here at the front. Just a little dab, just barely. You don't want it to come through, but I want it to hang the right way. It kind of slips to the side a little bit. Just a little bit like that. Thank you for the hearts. I'm going to cut it just a little bit because it looks like it comes down too far. So we're just going to let it hang like that. Yes, it's 2 degrees here too, Sheila. Woo, it's cold. All right, so let me see here. We're going to get this. Let's get this out of the way so I don't stick my arm in it. And we're going to paint, well, I got to do this little bitty bit, just a little bit. With the darker, take most of it off. And one of them's going to be this way. And the other one's going to be the other way, so I got to, maybe I have them going both the wrong way. Jesus. All right, hold on. I got to do one the other way, so I got to paint this side. That was smart. All right. So we're just going to put some in here. There we go. So now, let me try to do this a little bit better. Okay, let me dry these real quick. Let me get this out of the way. Hey, Michelle Varela, how are you doing? Woo, that's hot. Okay, so I've got this, and I want it to be just like this, okay, on the board. So let me just place everything where I feel like it ought to be. We gotta put the baby Jesus in here, and this is kind of a piece of wood that's damaged. There we go. This is the way I want it. So it's actually going to be, let's see, I want it just a little bit further apart. This is going to, his tail's going to stick off a little bit, I think, if I put him right in the center. And here's baby Jesus. So let me get some Excelsior. I'm going to try to put some underneath it and then glue it down. So let's just see. Let me move a little. See how this goes. We'll stick a little bit on the side. So what I'll do, let me go ahead and glue it down. I think this is pretty good. This is not a very heavy piece of little wood here, so I think it'll be okay with just the hot glue. And then you can take this area. I'll show you just this part whenever I get it glued on here. I'll do some on the bottom here. Should have done that on the other one. So that right there is the baby. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the hot glue and I'm going to put some on top of here for this Excelsior to be on. And push it down as much as I can. Oh, here's the rest. I'm looking everywhere for it and it's on my arm. But we'll put a little bit on the edge so it'll kind of come off of here. Just a little glue. I want it to hang off the side. And this is cute like this. Let me put one little dot right here. I missed that area. Take this, put on. All right. And then I'm going to take baby Jesus and we're going to put a good amount of hot glue because we're going to be putting it on the Excelsior. So I'm going to try to push it up and hold it. Thank you, Danielle. I hope you enjoy this. We had to seed baby Jesus, so I wanted to put him up a little bit, like he's on a bunch of hay. All right, let me take some of this. I've got a little bit of fuzz from everything. Okay, now here is there we go. All right, we're going to put this on here. Now, I am going to use a little bit of the glue gel for this. If I can do it fast enough. There we go. right, and the same thing for this camel because he's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put a little bit up and down him. Got just enough left, I think, that I can do the lamb too with it. Alright, so here is going to be the camel. Looking into baby Jesus. Alright, and the lamb is going to kind of be right up on here. So I've got to put glue gel right here. Woo! I'm going to put it right at the end and right up here. I'm getting to the end of my glue here. I hope I got it the right area, and I tried to get it right here. I'm going to put a little bit underneath to kind of stabilize that, and I'll paint it if necessary. As long as it doesn't show too bad. And it doesn't. I'm going to put some of this moss on the bottom so you won't be able to see anything. Good morning. And that way it'll kind of look like the barn. Let's see. Put some of this on. And right in here. Maybe right here. Put some around this. I might have a little more. Nope. That's the end of it. So let me see. I'll put a little bit right here. Just a little tad at the bottom. Now I want to do a star. The star up above there. And then we'll be finished. Let me put this back up. So I'm going to take a little bitty brush, if I can find one, and we're just going to take white paint. I'm putting my finger all in everything. Good grief. All right. So we're going to take the white and a little bit of water. I'm going to roll this in this. I'm trying to do the best that I can as far as the star goes, okay? So let me, where'd the paint go? What, oh, here it is. Jeez. Oh my goodness. All right. It's not gonna be perfect. I don't guess it has to be. All right. I don't know. There we go. Let me put a hanger on it because I do have the hanger. Isn't he cute? Thank you. All right, let me go up behind here. Whoop, the wrong way. I'm supposed to go out the front. Let me do that. We don't want the plastic to show. All right. There we go. So there's baby Jesus. You love it? Thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts. I think it turned out really cute. It's beautiful. Thank you, Maritza. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Miss Linda. So it turned out really cute. I probably want to put some more of the stuff here at the bottom, just so it'll fill it in. Thank you, Miss Paula. Thank you, Jerry. I'm so glad y'all like this. I will be on Monday morning because I am off. So I will come on with a craft and we'll do a winter craft come Monday. Thank you. This is the last one for the Christmas season. And see the star. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for coming on today. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I think it's adorable. And I'll come on with the winter craft come Monday. And since I'm not going to be on Sunday when it's Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for being here. And if you do not come on now, then hashtag replay so I can thank you for watching. And y'all have a Merry Christmas. And I will see y'all on Monday morning. Talk to you later. Bye.